Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be showing you how I did my entire face with the Tati Blendiful Puff, I guess, just Blendiful. So this was sent to me in PR. I did my entire face with this, not including eyes, brows, lashes, and lips, which you could probably guess. So the Blendiful does come with these two products right here. This is the like full-size one. This is what I used for my entire face. And then it comes with a little mini guy, which is heart-shaped, cute. And then this is supposed to be for touch-ups, which this isn't quite as soft as this product right here. But yeah, it's supposed to be for like, I don't know, just blending out any like creasing or applying more powder throughout the day, whatever. So that's cute, whatever that is. I haven't used this one yet. You guys did see this product in my video where I did my makeup like Ariel. I used it just for powders. Today I'm going to be using it with creams, liquids, and powders. Like everything. I used cream, liquid, and powder for everything. All right, well, if you want to see how I did all of this, keep watching. I actually feel like you can see my background looking cute. Never happens. Okay, cool. I already did I just did a little bit of color correction under my eyes and did like the initial filling of my brows and sunscreen. So to start off, I'm like nervous about this, honestly. I don't know. I just don't know. So I watched two videos using this. I watched Katie's Lustrelux. I watched her video using it, and I also watched someone who I recently subscribed to. She has a ton of subscribers, so you may know her. Something Glines, Anna, Amy, I can't remember. I literally just subscribed to her like an hour ago. So anyway, I watched their videos to kind of like see what they did, just to kind of like get a sense for it. I also watched Tati's video about the product and listened to like what she had to say about like applying it and stuff like that, but I don't think I saw the video where she actually used it. So just wanted to make that clear. I have used this. I used it for powder in my last video and I liked it for that, definitely. It is super soft. I did wash it last night with just a bar of soap, just a bar of Dove soap, which is what I use for my beauty blender, and it feels a little bit less soft, kind of like a little bit more clumpy, just so you all know. I think I washed it at like 6 p.m. last night, and this one is completely dry, but the little guy is still kind of damp, so I don't know. I'm hoping that this is completely dry. I don't know, it feels really damp. I feel like it held on to like a lot of soap. Maybe I need to rinse it and try blow drying it or something, like she suggested. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is dry by the time I need to do touch-ups though, because I'm gonna be wearing this all day. So to start off, I'm going to be using a pore filling primer, which is what she suggested you use it with, not like other primers. And I'm going to be using one of Tati's favorites. I actually bought this because of her. This is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. Look at all my tones right now. Oh my God, so many tones. Look, so many Tatcha products too. Cute. All right. Ugh. It's such a bitch to open. Honestly, this product has played me a few times, but we're going to do it anyway. I do love the way Tatcha products smell. So I'm gonna start off with like this part of it and I'm gonna pinch it because I've seen so many people doing that. Fuck, I don't know if I'm supposed to like put my fingers like through this thing or what. So I'm gonna rub it around in the product and then I'm just gonna be placing this in the areas where like, I don't know, I need to smooth, I guess. I don't really use it that often, but kind of wanted to like give it a go with the puff. So from what I saw other people doing, it sounded like patting is the best option, not swiping. Just gonna fill in all those pores. Kind of wish I did this before I put my color corrector down. Go over my nose, and then a little bit around my jawline and smile lines. So that seems fine. I'm just going to turn the AC on real quick. I have actually been doing my concealer first recently, and I think I'm gonna continue to do that just because it sort of allows you to like not apply so much product. And for concealer, you guys have seen this in a couple videos now, I've been mixing or at least one, I've been mixing the Jouer Essential Concealer and the Becca, what's this called? Light Shifter Brightening Concealer in shades, and I think this is Emit 1, I don't know. The lighting, literally, the sticker is silver and then the writing is white. So I'm like, I can't see this, man. I'm 29. I almost said 21. I'm 29. My eyes are going. Anyway, Jouer is in chiffon. So I'm just gonna put this on the back of my hand. And I guess I'm gonna put this down with a brush and then use the puff to blend it out. Do I call it a puff? Poof? So I'm mixing this up with a little synthetic brush. This video is gonna be super long as well. By the way, I seriously appreciate all the people who are like, I like your babbling, go fuck everybody else. Because I personally enjoy long makeup videos as well. So I'm basically just gonna be placing this in the areas where I usually conceal and highlight. So right there, down the nose. I like to highlight like that part of the chin and then kind of bring it up under the nose. Kind of using the highlight all around my nose, I guess. And then for under the eyes, I might need a little bit more actually. Along the sides of the nose, and then like over the color corrector, I just kind of pat. I don't like it when I move and you can see my light. I don't really know what to do about that. Okay, nervous about this. I'm so used to using a wet, like a damp beauty blender, especially my LC Cosmetics Velvet Sponge has that point, which I love for this. And I know you can fold it, but I'm just nervous. So I'm gonna use the pointy tip and I'm gonna fold it. And that's the nice thing about this is that it has like a plush center, but it's super flexible. So you can fold it and manipulate it to like do whatever. So I'm gonna blend out what I put down first. And like I said, people said like pressing was best, not swiping. So I guess I'm kind of doing the same thing I do with a beauty blender. I have a feeling this is going to create more coverage because it doesn't seem like it picks up that much product. Pretty sure my upstairs neighbor is gonna start vacuuming soon and I'm like not happy about it. Okay, so right here, and I don't know how well you guys can tell, this might be like too bright for you, but it is looking a little bit dry. So I'm starting to think like maybe I need hydration from the beauty blender. It's not that bad, but it is kind of like sticking to drier areas more than like if I was using a sponge. Like when I use a sponge, because it's already got, like it's damp, so it has moisture in it, it kind of like helps add more moisture to the skin. So I feel like my skin never looks or feels dry when I'm applying it with a sponge. So now this I'm worried about because I have like, it is very difficult to get in here. It's like such a small area and I know you can pinch this and make it smaller, but like only to an extent. I feel like I'm pressing really, really hard. That's not too bad. For whatever reason, I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of texture on my skin. I don't know. It's like kind of sticking in certain areas. And I'm thinking like, well, okay, well, what if it's the primer? Did I fuck up by putting Tatcha on? Possibly. I just feel weird not having a wet sponge. But I also kind of, I don't know why, but I feel like this process is gonna be faster. That's not easy. It's not easy to get in there with this. But it's doing it. It's not like, you know, it's doing it. Truthfully, I don't think it looks too different though from my beauty blender. You know, maybe it was a faster process. I don't really know. I'm gonna pick up what's left on my hand, not what's left, but just like a little bit, and I'm gonna brighten or conceal these areas a little bit before we go in with our foundation. Yeah, I definitely feel like it puts down more product and it's not like the damp beauty blender kind of soaks it up. Like I feel like this isn't really like, you can see product on there, but I feel like the puff itself isn't soaking up the product, which is kind of nice. So I definitely find myself having to mix more and more concealer or foundation, so maybe this will make product go a lot. It's so rude when I get text messages when I'm filming. I do feel like the puff is making the foundation stick to my nostril area better, because I feel like whenever I use a damp sponge, it pulls off that area, like for whatever reason, blending in that area, like my nostrils just do not want to hold on to foundation or concealer. So that's kind of nice. It looks nice, it looks very nice, but I love this like concealer combo, so it's definitely blending it. All right, let's do foundation. So for my foundation, I'm going to be mixing these little guys, which you've seen. So this is the new Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation in the shade Y225 and R208. And then I have to mix in a little bit of my NYX color correcting liquid to make it match me perfectly. But I've been loving this formula. It's so nice. And I actually think it'll help to kind of like hydrate my skin a little bit more. I just take like a pump of each, and I might not even need that much. since this seems to make the product last, make the product, not last, make it, wow, you know when your brain just like dies? Giving up on that sentence. So I'm gonna mix that up on the back of my hand. I don't know if I should like apply this first and then just blend it out or just go straight in with my puff. I think I'm just gonna go straight in with my puff. If you haven't seen the video where I talk about like matching my little trick to match your foundation to your skin perfectly, you guys should definitely check that out. I'll pop it. All right, so I'm gonna use the fat. I'm gonna use the fat part, and I'm taking what I used on my what I mixed on my finger, I'm just putting it directly on the puff. And again, I think I'm just gonna pinch it and I guess just start like buffing it in. But I'm gonna focus this in the areas where I didn't put concealer. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna blame the like texture that I'm seeing on that Tatcha primer. I keep trying to make it work. Doesn't work for me. Don't know why I keep trying. I'm gonna give up on it. Just put way too much foundation on my chin because I'm freaking out. I do like the fact that you can like pinch it, you know, and use different edges and stuff. And it's super soft and flexible and bendy. And actually that's really nice for platinum hair because it's very difficult to keep foundation and powders and stuff out of my hairline. So in some areas where I just need like a tiny bit more coverage, like I just have these ridiculous breakouts over here, I'm just gonna like build it up a little bit. I'm using sort of like a lighter hand, and I'm just really gently patting. So I'm just kind of blending out this area up here, like where my forehead wrinkles are, because I'm worried that I put a little too much down. So here's the thing. This makes the product go so much farther. So I mixed up, a pump of each foundation and then like half that of the NYX color correcting liquid. Typically, I have to mix another amount and when I go in with my sponge. I have so much left over on my hand, and I feel like I have the perfect amount of coverage. I even went in a second time and like did a little bit of concealing and blending. Do I have a freckle there, or is that something on my face? Oh my God, I didn't know I had a freckle there. Okay. So it definitely does not like soak up the product, which is awesome. Big fan of that. But now I'm gonna waste all this shit because I have to wipe it off on a paper towel. So now I would typically cream contour. I'm so nervous about this. What I'm gonna do for my cream contour, and you guys know that I use the light medium KKW Beauty contour sticks. Did I say light medium? So what I'm gonna do, and I typically don't do this, I usually like pick it up with my brush. I'm actually just gonna like draw the product on and then blend out with this, which I don't typically like to do, but it's fine. So I'm gonna do right here. So nervous about my nose. And then my jawline, which is so necessary because of all the chocolate. If you guys wanna see a video about how I make my jawline look super sharp, let me know, because I'll do it. I'm not gonna use the foundation side. What I'm gonna do is take like this part and pinch it again. I guess just start blending. I'm gonna start off with my jawline. And patting, but like maybe pulling a little bit more. Dude, this is blending things so nicely. Wow. I like got really nervous when I first started. Okay, I went a little heavy in this like one area, so I'm gonna turn my thing and blend with the area that I applied my foundation with. Again, just patting. And then like to blend underneath, like into my neck, I'm just kind of swiping because I don't have any foundation down there, so it doesn't matter. That blended so nicely. I'm gonna turn it like this for my contour. And I'm kind of like, I'm patting, but I'm kind of like pushing upward. Sort of just like, you know, I don't know, using it the way I would a brush. Damn, you guys, I'm really impressed with how this is blending. It's also just like very, leaving like a very natural layer of the product. I don't know, maybe it's the pressing motion, but it really just like makes it look like skin. This is like exciting. I love new products. Oh my God. So I was on beautylish.com last night and just creeping. And trying not to spend money, but like just creeping. And I saw that is it Glam Glow? No, Beauty Blender has one of these kinds of puffs, but it's small. Now, I'm wondering who launched theirs first. I gotta look into this shit, but I almost bought it. But I wanted to film this today, so I was like, I guess I'm not gonna do like a review of what who did better, like a dueling, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Look at how nicely that blended. You can't even like see it. I definitely put too much product on my jawline because this really does make it like go so far. But I feel like it's blending really, really nicely. All right, I don't want to do my nose contour with this because there's no way I can make it like as precise as I need it to be. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. Oh, should I just like draw it down and then blend it out? All right, so I'm gonna use a brush to put it down like I normally do, but then I'm gonna blend it out with the Blendiful. So I'm using my same little brush that has No Name from Morphe. This little guy, basically just like a little shader brush, and that same KKW Beauty whatever, and I place it. You guys know what I do. If you don't, it's in basically all my videos. I'm gonna do my lips too. So I'm just placing it down. I'll just leave it. Guess we're gonna go in with the Blendiful. I'm like really nervous about this. So I'm gonna use that side that I used for my contour, and I'm probably gonna use the concealer side to like blend. Again, just patting. I'm worried about my cats running off with these things though, you know? They look like a cat would love them. So nice. It blends so seamlessly. I'm like amazed. I want brushes made out of this, you know, for like my eye makeup. So I'm just patting really lightly, and then I'm gonna try to pinch it as small as I possibly can and blend here. When I was watching Gline, whatever her name is, the one I just subscribed to, she was talking about how it's very intuitive, and I totally agree. Like at first I was really, really nervous about like whether or not I was gonna know how to use it, or like, I don't know, just the technique in general. Like, am I gonna fuck this up? It's gonna be awkward to use, and it's not at all. Like it's really just, I don't know, it's completely intuitive. Like I just kind of feel like I know what I'm doing, even though this is my first time using it for these purposes. Okay, so I blended out those lines. So now I'm gonna use the side that I used from my concealer, the pointy end, and I'm gonna pinch that and just blend like the line going down. And then the sides. So that's like nice. It creates like a really natural look. I'm hoping this is like a miracle product that just like makes my makeup like amazing on the daily, you know? I also really respect the fact that she came out with a tool and not just like another makeup product. It's like I'm so over all these like the same shit over and over again. So now I'm gonna do cream bronzer using medium, again, KKW Beauty, and I guess I'm gonna do the same sort of thing, like just kind of like dab it or dot it where I want it, which is like what these are meant for, and I just like never do that. I never draw them on. I always use a brush. Yeah, I do have a feeling that this is going to make my makeup go by like so fast. The application is just going to be like really quick. And then I guess I'm going to use that same side that I used for the contour. No, you know what? I'm going to use this little corner right here to apply the bronzer now. So I'm going to start with my forehead, and I'm going to do the same thing, just patting. So I'm so blown away by this shit. Damn, you guys. Like, I feel like it's blending so well. This is really exciting. Oh my God. Makeup sponges. You need to be like scared for real. I wonder if she's gonna expand these, you know? I mean, it would be kind of stupid to do that because the whole point of this is that you can like do a bunch of different things with it, so. But what if she came out with one for eyes? I don't know how that would work. What I like about this is that like, because patting motion is best, you're pressing it into the skin, which first of all is creating like such a beautiful finish. Second, it's not removing coverage. Yeah, and I think that has to do with like the little fibers, the actual product, the actual like material of the product itself, and the fact that it's not wet. Just interesting. Like how perfect is that? You know what I mean? You could just blend it out like so beautifully. I was really skeptical using this with creams when I first like saw people doing it or heard her talking about it. I was like, maybe like applying powders, like once you have your translucent powder down, that makes sense. But I'm just really skeptical about the creams, but like It's really just creating the most flawless, natural finish. At the end of this, I'm gonna get all up in the camera so that you guys can like see everything. So pretty. All right, I'm gonna apply a little bit of cream blush. So which corner do I wanna use now? So I'm gonna use this spot right here. And I think what I'm gonna do is just apply it directly to this. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Beach Stick Lip to Cheek Dewy Color Pop in Moon Beach. It's like a really pretty like peach with gold reflect. It smells nice. So I'm gonna just like apply it. How do I show this to you? I'm gonna apply it right to this thing. As far as placement, I have been pretty much following the masterclass from Makeup by Ariel, just so you guys know. I've been like kind of experimenting with powder and all of that, but as far as placement in particular, I've been using that as my guide. So like blush, bronzer, like the way he hugs the cheeks and everything, and I really do think that it's created a really youthful and just kind of more, I don't know, natural look to the face, kind of just like more soft. All right, so that's gonna be my first pass of blush. I like to layer my products, so that's gonna be my cream. I'm gonna go in with the concealer side and just do a little bit more like spot concealing with it before I set with any powder. So to spot conceal, I'm using my little Ben Nye wheel. So once again, I'm using the concealer side, I'm just gonna pinch it, pick up a little bit of product, and then really lightly dab it over any spots I need to conceal. And now I'm going to go in with a light layer of concealer, just a little bit more concealer, and then set that. We're gonna go in with our powders. Actually, first I'm gonna prime my lids. Just going in with a little bit of Anastasia eye primer, just like a tiny amount. Okay, so for underneath my eyes, before I set that, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more concealer. And I don't know what I wanna use. I'm gonna use a little bit of the Benefit Boing in number 3, just because it's here and you know. So I like to just place some right here when I need a little bit more coverage. And once again, with my little concealer area, I'm going to focus it like a little bit lower, just kind of like in this area where I want to brighten a little bit. So that is not easy. Getting in here isn't super easy. Just if you have very deep set eyes, it's not like the end of the world, like you can do it, but it's definitely getting into my wrinkles, which is something I'm trying to avoid because I will end up with creasing. This is the tough part, my very inner part of my eye. To set my under eyes, I want to use my Kylie Cosmetics powder. This is the light medium setting. This is the light medium translucent setting powder. So it's just like so perfect for fair skin. So I'm gonna pick it up. I'm worried about going in with too much. So I'm picking it up on the concealer side, and then I'm just gonna kind of do that, so I'm not going in with like way too much. I don't know if that's gonna help, but we're doing it. And then the only thing is, how do I like, I'm gonna use this little edge. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna use this little edge and blend that out. So I'm using like a clean part of the sponge to blend my creases. And I'm gonna go right in with the powder, which seems fine. Seems fine. For whatever reason, I feel like I'm not, I mean, it looks nice like in my monitor, but in person, I feel like I'm not getting as much coverage as far as my under eyes go. So, just saying. Forehead wrinkles are intense right now. Okay. I actually kind of like it for that, for setting my under eyes. All right, I'm gonna set the rest of my face. Actually, I need to blend this shit out up here because I made so many crazy faces. So now using the foundation side, I'm going to set the rest of my face with powder. So I've been kind of like on and off with this since the Ariel makeup, the masterclass, because I obviously don't want to wear powder all the time, but it does make your makeup last. And I need it to last because I'm gonna be wearing it for a while. So using that foundation side, I'm dipping into the Kylie Cosmetics Translucent Powder. That was way too much. And I'm just gonna set my face. Like I'm gonna start off like, I don't know, right here. When I did go to that masterclass, Ariel said, really press it into your foundation. So I'm using way less powder than I did in that last video. Basically placing it down and then really working it into the skin. What the fuck is happening there? Okay, that's fucking weird. I do have a little bit of weird gathering over here. I don't know if you guys can see it right now. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit and we'll go over all of that, but. Now I already used this in that video for powder and I really liked it a lot. So it is a puff. That's like the main use for it. Yeah, what the fuck is happening over here? Okay, so not terrible. Now what I want to do is, I usually go in with like a little bit of a powder bronzer now, just to kind of like, I don't know, set those areas. I also usually go in with powder contour, but I don't know if I need to do that. I'm getting creasing under my eyes, if you can see that. So for powder bronzer, I'm going to be using the Revlon Skin Lights. This is a new bronzer, so pretty. This is 110 Sunlit Glow. Look at this shit. It's so like soft. You can't really see it here. It's kind of like more of a neutrally bronzer, but it has like a gold pearl in it. So when I swatch it, it just looks like light and sun-kissed. See how like it's so you can hardly see it on there. Like it just creates like a really pretty glow. So those are the kinds of powder bronzers that I like to use. So I'm going to try and remember, I think it was this little corner where I used bronzer, and I'm just going to dip the puff in it. That looks like a lot. And then using, oh, I was just about to say that I'm using a light hand. So I'm gonna really, okay, cool. So yeah, using sort of like wiping motions. And then patting again. Let's try to blend that out. We might not be doing that on our cheekbones, because I feel like that didn't go well. Okay, I think we saved it, but that was startling. I feel like it blended out eventually, but there might be like a few patches. So I don't know, I'm gonna be daring though and pick up just a little bit less and do the same thing in my contour and bronzing area. It's a little better.
I just need 2 seconds.
Okay. Okay, going in with less product, definitely much better. So I'm going to do a little bit of baking now, which I don't usually do, but like, whatever. She said it was good for baking. So I'm gonna use the Kylie Cosmetics powder that I was just using. And I'm going to be using that same concealer side. Baking is not like a regular thing for me, but she said it's good for it, so we're gonna do it. So when I watched Ariel do this, he didn't like pack on a ton of powder. He just kind of like took a small, or not a small amount, but he used like a decent amount and then patted it in that area. But he specifically said like you don't need to use as much as like you see people using. And you're just placing it in the areas where you want to brighten. So I'm gonna clean up my contour just a little bit. Hug the cheek. I actually tried this and it didn't go well, but we're gonna try it again. I'm gonna do the like right down my nose. Okay, that actually went way better than last time. So now that we have that down, I'm just going to do my next layer of blush. And I'm gonna be using Pink Dreams by Kylie Cosmetics. There's a theme here. I don't know if you've noticed. This is actually a new blush. And I'm gonna be using that same little spot where we applied the cream blush. So I'm afraid that this is gonna be too much. So I'm gonna just kind of like dab it, because that actually picked up kind of a lot. Really light hand. Placing it up here. I don't know, I actually kind of feel like that didn't blend out very well. Wow, that was way too much. Like I feel like there's just kind of like a patch right here, I can't really tell. I'm using a really light hand because I'm afraid of doing it on the other side. So to soften this area a little bit, I'm gonna use the concealer side where we baked and just kind of like pat over the area that seems like way too much. Just like right here. And then where we applied the translucent powder and foundation, just gonna kind of like pat all over that. Okay, I'm gonna dust away this powder. Now I'm going to apply my highlight, I guess. I feel like I need to blend my nose contour a little bit. For highlight, I'm going to be going in, I think I'm just gonna use Pure. This is the Afterglow highlight. I think it's the shade Afterglow. Pretty sure the shade is Afterglow. This is just their highlighter. It's like a really pretty pale gold shade. And then I guess I sort of have like this area right here that I haven't used, so I'm gonna try that. And I'm just gonna like tap it in the highlighter because this is kind of an intense one. And then I guess I'm just gonna tap it on the skin. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. I wonder if I can swipe it or if it's even worth it. That looks so pretty. It's like, it really presses it into the skin. Just did a little bit of swiping there to kind of like intensify that area. And since I have powder down, it's like not really, it's not removing anything, which is nice. That looks so beautiful. Cool, I'm gonna do the same thing on my temples, just above the arch of my brow. Right here. And then on the tip of my chin, just right here, trying to avoid this breakout. And then I'm worried about the nose and stuff, but I'm gonna do that. So I'm actually gonna, for the down the center of my nose, and then on the tip, I like to mix it with a little bit of Becca Moonstone, just to lighten it up a little bit for the center of the face. I'm really gonna try to pinch it. This is difficult because like it's kind of big, so I can't really like see exactly where I'm putting it. That seems all right. And then same thing for the tip of the nose. Wow, the highlight on my cheekbone looks really pretty. All right, I'm gonna finish off my eyes and stuff like that, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I really wanted to zoom you guys in so that you could see. I just kind of like kept the rest of my makeup super natural since this, you know, look isn't a whole lot. The only place that's kind of bothering me, and I don't know if you guys are really gonna be able to see it, is right here. There's like a bunch of sort of, I don't know, it looks like my concealer and or the powder that I used to set my concealer kind of like just got really patchy in this area. It's kind of like heavier right here, and then it doesn't really blend. It's sort of happening on the other side as well, but this part is like the most noticeable. It's not the end of the world. I feel like from far away, or not, you know, when you're right up in my face, you can't really see it, but when you are right up in my face, you can. So I'm not wild about that, but I have my suspicions that it was the Tatcha primer, which has played me on multiple occasions. So overall, I feel like the blend is really nice. I definitely like could have spot concealed a few areas with maybe like a pinpoint brush or something like that. Overall, I really think it looks pretty. The finish is really nice. I used kind of small amounts of everything. Definitely not a fan for my nose contour though. All right guys, well overall, I think it's a win. I don't think that maybe it would take more practice and just more experience with the product itself. Ziva, please don't. But I don't think that I would love it for like full face glam, like glam. Like, I just feel like the application is very natural looking. Maybe it's because I was trying not to go in with too much product. I don't know. I think I'll have to probably experiment with it a little bit more. I definitely don't want to use it for my nose contour in the future. And I'm like not so wild about my under eye situation here. Blending out the concealer was kind of tough because I do have deep set eyes. It's very difficult to get all up in there. So basically those two things. Everything else I think is beautiful. Like the way the highlight looks on my skin, it just kind of like pressed it in. We had a little hiccup with the blush, but I think I blended it out okay. You can kind of still see right there. I feel like a little too much product was applied with the powder. Maybe I didn't go in with enough translucent powder. Either way, big fan of this. I did hear that it is machine washable. I don't know about that just because it seems so delicate. I don't know if I would want to machine wash it. And then I'm assuming you just let it air dry. I think I would probably prefer to hand dry wash this. This is getting drier since we've started the video. It's been almost 3 hours. I take my damn time when I'm filming. Maybe it's been like 2. But anyway, so I'm going to pop this in my bag and use this in case I get any creasing in any places. I don't typically get like oily, especially since it's still winter in LA. So I don't think I'll need to like apply powder, but I do believe that's what this is for. But I'm just gonna use this to like blend out. I usually get like smile lines and you know, these kinds of lines, So I just wanted to check in with you guys just because I wanted to test out the little blend, whatever this is supposed to be, the little touch-up guy. So I finished filming probably around like 2 or 2:30, And first of all, my makeup has held up very well. Also, that's probably why my background doesn't look exactly the same. I didn't feel like getting out the little light. Anyway, so I'm a little bit oily in this area. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I did want to, and actually I don't have that much creasing, but I do have some right in here. So I wanted to see if I could use this little guy, which is dry, but I kind of feel like there's just like a little bit of soap in here. So I just wanted to see if I can use this to kind of like blend that area, like how that works. I don't know what's better, patting or blending. So it seemed to work okay. I'm wondering if, oh, okay, so patting this area, can you see that? I don't know how well this is going to pick up, but it definitely like removed some of the coverage. Like I just went in with like just this, but let's try maybe the other side with like a little bit of pressed powder. So I'm actually gonna use the GG Gorgeous powder, picking it up on the little pointed end. I'm gonna press it into the area where I got like a little bit oily. It's looking a little bit cakey, if I'm completely honest. So it's not the end of the world, but like I think that this isn't bad for little touch-ups, you know, but you have to be very careful if you're going over an area that you set with powder, because it kind of like, especially if you become oily in that area, even patting a powder over it is either gonna kind of like make it look cakey, or rubbing it is going to like remove some of the product, if that makes sense. Like I feel like this is just kind of like picking up a product. So I don't really know as far as touch-ups. Maybe it would be fine for like if you get oily throughout the day. I don't know if I said this. I finished filming around 2:30-ish. And it is 10:16 p.m. So I've been wearing this for a while now. So maybe like, yeah, throughout the day, if you tend to get oily, this would be good for like keeping a pressed powder and just kind of like, you know, patting in the areas. But I think if you wait like this long, you've been wearing it for this long, I don't know. Also, my lipstick is like completely come off. Okay, back to the other me. My overall assessment of this product though is that it's going to be perfect for every day. For someone who doesn't want to have to use a million different brushes or sponges, it is pretty awesome that I was able to do my whole face with just this thing right here. And then you can just kind of like, you know, when you're done using it, wash it, set it out to dry, use it again tomorrow. It's pretty nice. It's very soft. And it's also super affordable. You get both of these things for, is it 15 or 18? I can't remember now. I think it's 18. But yeah, I think it's great. And like, because it creates such a natural finish, like I said, I think it's gonna be perfect for every day. So if you're like in a rush, if you have to get ready for work or school or whatever, I think this is gonna be really, really nice. And then you don't have to worry about having like a ton of tools all over the place. So I like it. I'm definitely going to keep using it, and maybe I'll try it and see if I can kind of like go full glam, because right now I just feel like it's more natural. I don't know why I said that like I hate it. Obviously, I like it. Look how pretty. It is good for baking too. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the Tati Blendiful in the comments down below. And like I had a question for you, but I forgot what it was. I guess I'll just see you in the next one. Bye. Excuse.